guys, welcome back to my channel and yet another study with me, because I keep banging them out and you guys are loving them, so I'm going to keep doing them. So this day was a Sunday in the October holidays, so I got up quite late and there was a mess on my floor as usual, and it was 10:30 and I went for a shower. And this is at my mum's house. I haven't filmed a study with me at my mum's house for a really long time, but on this weekend I was actually like home alone all weekend, so I could use the kitchen table, which I love working on. So I put on some classical music and made myself a cup of tea, and classical music I've been loving recently. And then I made some notes of what I would like to get done that day. So I put my GDR notes, some practice questions, other practice questions, and some more flashcards. And before I start doing any work, I'm going to pop in here and say this is a collaboration with two other girls. Firstly, with Perks of Law, who does like beauty and school related videos. I love her channel. This is one of her recent videos, and she's in year 11, so she can show you the GCSE alternative. And then secondly, this video is in collaboration with Beauty Call, and I love her channel as well. She does like uni and beauty related videos, and this is her back to school haul, and she has the cutest stationery. I love her channel, and she's obviously in uni, so she can show you the uni alternative, and I really recommend checking out their channels. I love them both so much. Their links will be down below. So I decided to start off my homework day by organising my history folder, and I was planning to do some history notes as I'd been given loads of bits of text and the textbook which I needed to compile and make sheets of notes from. So this was on the GDR. So I was making notes on the socialist spring and collectivism, which probably won't mean anything to you, but that is what I was making notes on. And then after I'd made notes from the textbook, I had to compile notes from other sources, as our teacher had given us literally like photocopies from 5 different books and a sheet of questions which needed to be answered. So these were the original notes that I made. And after I'd made the textbook notes, I needed to make notes from the books. So I could make notes from the textbook as well, but it was not very brief. So I just checked what I had to do on Show My Homework because I wasn't 100% sure. And then I started doing some work, but firstly I got myself some chocolate because I love chocolate, and I had eaten breakfast but I just didn't film that. And then I got working on these sheets. So first of all, I went through and highlighted all the bits that was important that I wanted to make notes on, but before I wrote any notes I made sure I went over all of the sheets, the sections on the specific thing I was meant to make notes on, so that I had a whole basis of knowledge. And I only did one section at a time, I didn't read the whole sheet. And then I started making notes. And before anyone asks, the reason I was taking notes on top of my laptop stand is obviously because the tablecloth was like squishy and it would make my writing really dodgy, so I was writing notes on my laptop stand because it's like a hard surface. Yeah, but I love making notes on the kitchen table because I've got lots of space and it's airy and I'm not confined to the corner and I can go get food, so yeah. And at this point it was probably about 11 o'clock. So I just kept making notes, and this was on the new course, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. Obviously this is in the October holidays, but I actually get 2 weeks in the October holidays, so I was set a lot of work, whereas most people only get 1 week. So I'm trying to finish it all in the first week, and then I have the second week to just do what I want or revise or anything like that. So this was kind of my stuff, an absolute mess, and the sun was, I don't really know what it was doing, but it was making the lighting really dodgy, and they were the notes which I took. And then I took a little lunch break and I made myself a double vegan burger. I know it looks terrible, but it tasted nice. My presentation skills would not go on MasterChef. And then I got some sweet potato crisps on the side, and this was actually such a good burger. And then I had some water because, you know, gotta have some water. And it was such a good burger, and it was like 3 o'clock because I got up late, so I ate a late lunch and I played some music, I ate my crisps, I watched some YouTube for like an hour. So obviously this day was very chill, like it was one of the first days of the holidays, so I was like, oh, I'll just get a basis and get some stuff done. I was editing some videos, sitting around, and then I was like, better get back to work. So I walked back to my little workstation and cried for a bit. No, I didn't. But this was like an hour later, and then I just finished off the notes which I hadn't finished. And once I finished that, which only took me like 10 minutes, I moved on to some psychology, but not yet. actually been set so much history work that I only finished a third of it, so I've still got a bit more to do, but I filed the bits of notes that I had done, and I've still got to make notes on 2 of the things, and the stuff that I hadn't made notes on I left, and I highlighted the ones I had, and then I highlighted it off my to-do list, and I tore a page out of my book so that I could bookmark the textbook, and that was a page from like August which I hadn't used, so it's fine. And then I put my history folder on the other side of the table, and I went upstairs to get my psychology folder, which is next to my bed. And then I walked back downstairs, and I've got a huge end of module test on research methods for psychology. So my teacher gave us the biggest workbook I've ever seen, like questions and questions and questions, like it is absolutely huge. So we've been told to do the whole thing, so I'm like, is that gonna happen? But I'm gonna try. Like, it doesn't look like a lot, but when you see the font size and how many pages there are, it is a lot of work. So I made a little start. I have not done any since, and I put an alarm on for an hour because obviously I'm not going to be able to finish the whole book in that sitting, so I'm just doing it in hour sections. So I opened up the book and I got some treasury tags so that I can kind of tag in pages for where I've answered the questions. So I answered a couple of questions, but I decided I wasn't going to answer too many questions from that book just because I can't mark them. But I did go through and I answered some other questions on the pros and cons of some of the research methods, and then I used the flashcards which I've made in a different study with me to check them, and then I wrote the additional information in a red pen and the obviously like the starter information that I got from my head in the black pen. And my timer went off and I was like, do you know what, I am done for the day. I have done like 2 big bits of work, not really, but I'm gonna be chill because it was a Sunday. So I did just finish the thing that I was kind of like half done from the psychology because I don't like leaving stuff half finished. And this is what I managed to do in the hour. So it may not look like a lot, but it is in my eyes. And they were the questions which I answered. And I put the research book away, and that was literally like only one section of the book, if that, so it is a lot. But I tidied up the kitchen table as my mum was getting home and I didn't want her to come home to a mess. I highlighted it off my to-do list. I didn't finish my to-do list, but like I don't mind, it's fine, I've got loads of time. And then I put my books away in my shelf and tidied up my room, sorted everything out. I put my history folder, one of them, on the corner of my desk because I was planning on doing more, but then I was like, nah, can't be bothered. So yeah, and I took my laptop over to my desk and kind of just, that's what it looked like when I tidied up. And I put on my fairy lights because it's autumn and I like getting the cozy feelings, and fairy lights are one of my favourite things in the world. They look so cute when they're out of focus on a camera. Like, I cannot stop doing these shots, I need to stop. And then like at 9 o'clock-ish, I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna go to bed. I chilled on my phone ever since I'd stopped working, and I had done some work and some chill, so it's good. And I went to bed. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out the others' videos. They are going to be so good and you're going to love them and you're not going to regret it. I can't speak. Yeah, bye!